औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला रसूलिहिल अंबियाइ मुरसलीन व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. Dear viewers, you know that at this moment the 75th anniversary of United Nations organization is going on. Many important parts of the world like the Prime Minister, the President of many countries are joining this virtual program. For COVID-19 situation, this program is going to be held on virtual system. It is the first moment from the beginning of establishment of United Nations organization. I want to say those politicians, those states prime, those state leader, those powerful leader, and the Secretary General of UNO. I want to message them that today's the world is going on a crisis moment. COVID-19 and coronavirus has occurred from December to this September, and it will lasting until 2 years or more than 5 years. The World Health Organizations say it. So from the beginning of this movement, the world, like our country and the third world country, facing a great crisis moment. People are being lead a very sorrowful life. They can't bear their daily expenses to lead a good life. So in this moment, it is very sad for this mankind that our present situation of world is going to a high risk moment. Day by day, the situation is going on a bad moment. So we have to work together to remove this virus, but it is not possible for us to remove this virus from this world. It will lasting a long time. But the chief of WHO, Addis Adadam, told that it may lasting for 5 years or more times. Also, our Prime Minister, the daughter of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Sheikh Hasina, told that it will bring a great disaster, and for our upcoming winter season, so it will be a great threat for also us. So we have to prepare ourselves to remove this virus. But I want to say to the UNO, United Nations states, and UK, China, Russia, France, and others countries leader that they will take necessary step, and the chief of UNO will take necessary step to reduce the losses of the people of this world. So my opinion to, especially it's my opinion to the chief of UNO, Antonio Guterres, who was former Prime Minister of Portugal. So he has a great knowledge, he has a great opportunity, he has a great dignity, and he has a great power to help those people who are mainly affected, who are mainly fall in danger, fall in sorrow for this coronavirus. So it is the most important topics for this world, that how can we reduce the losses of the people, those who lost their work, those who lost their family, those who lost their relative for this virus. So if we work by shoulder and shoulder, it will possible for us to reduce the losses of this world. Another message to the from me that that at the present condition of the world is very serious for coronavirus, but another situation is that Bangladesh is facing a great problem for Rohingya people. Bangladesh government is trying to establish a good relation with Myanmar to back the Rohingya, but Myanmar is not responding us. They don't take any necessary step that they can back their people. Some days ago, that their army gave statements and give their admission to International Court of Justice (ICJ) that the Myanmar government really responsible for the genocide of Rohingya. So it is clear to the people of the world that Myanmar is mainly and their armed forces are mainly responsible for this heinous war. They killed a number of people, they raped a number of women, and they killed a number of children in Arakan. So it is clear to the world, but the world is not taking a necessary step to come back the Rohingya for their motherland. That Arakan is the states of Burmese to the states of Burma. It is really, and it has a great story that it is certain that Arakan is a part of Myanmar, but the Myanmar government is trying to say that Rohingya are the aboriginal and they go through Arakan from Bangladesh. So it is a false statements. It is clear to the people of the world. I want to say it again and again that it is clear to the people of the world that Myanmar armed forces, Myanmar government are mainly responsible for the genocide of Rohingya people. So it is my clear message to the chief of UNO. You should take necessary step to go back the Rohingya people to their motherland. Another problem the world is facing, that in Africa we can see that recently Mali and another one country, the government was charged by armed forces. The armed forces declared martial law in Mali and Mauritania and another country. So it is a very sorrowful for the people of the world that in democracy is destroying for this martial law, and the world is facing a great crisis in Lebanon. Lebanese people are taking and leading a very miserable life. That some days ago a port was damaged by a chemical, and recently Arab Emirat, UAE and Bahrain made alliance with Israel. That Israel is only one country who has no recognition internationally. They attack Palestine, they occupy Palestine, and they are trying to kill and they are trying to remove the Palestinian nations from this world. And from the beginning of the birth of Israel from 1948, they are trying to emphasize, they are trying to control, and their success that they are controlling the whole Middle East nation. So it is a very sorrowful matter for this world. That Donald Trump gave a statement that this alliance is a great and this is the best alliance of 21st century. But it is a clear matter that these Palestinian nations and their political leaders and their prime minister, president are not present this alliance. So how can it alliance of Palestine free movement? It's my question to the powerful leader of this world. Another moment is that the world is facing a great crisis moment in Latin America. The Latin America has a great political crisis. You know that in Chile, in Peru, the people are being arrested by the armed forces, and you know that in Mexico there is no situation that you can express your opinion against the ruler government. If you express your opinion to running government, the government is very heinous and they forces to the people and they kill the people. If we come back to our Asia, we can see that the people of the Thai people are striking against the ruler government in Hong Kong and Macau and Taiwan. China is trying to control those countries, but the Hong Kong people raised their voice against Chinese government. In Thailand, we can see that a number of people are striking at their capital Bangkok, and in you know that some days ago the students leader of Hong Kong left their country to save himself from Chinese government. So look if we give our eye in the any part of this world, the world is going a great crisis moment, and it is a very heinous work to against the mankind. If you want to establish human rights, you first of all you have to establish a good government any part of the country, any nation, any states of the country. So it is my clear voice and it's my clear opinion to the chief of UNO. In this moment, the UNO is going to celebrate its 75th birthday, and the leader of this world, they were very sincere, they were very popular to the mankind, and they established UNO to stop the third world war, to make the people of this world peace, to establish peace. So peacekeeping forces was established, and I'm proud that our nation gave huge number of peacekeeper in the UNO, and at this moment our position is first, and our many armed forces lost their lives to establish peace in many parts of the world. And at this moment I want to say to the chief of UNO and the other member of the UNO that if we remove the veto system from UNO, it will be very very good for the people of the world. For this one system, the world is divided in 2 or 3 parts. So it is very important to reduce the power of the permanent participator of UNO. If we reduce the veto system from UNO, it will be very easy for us to establish peace in this world. It divided the world in 2 phases. So the UNO chief of UNO will take necessary step to reduce the veto system, and if it possible, you can cut this system from UNO constitutions. So no more today. It is my message, and viewers, you can share this video and to the international newspaper, to the international news agency like CNN, Al Jazeera, ABC News, BBC News. So thank you to have my speech and to spread this speech. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.